All right, Nick, we are back. I'm feeling really
Oh God.
comfortable, really confident.
Uh,
2-1
oh no.
already. What are we up to today, Nick?
Oh.
Where are we?
All right, look, let me be 100% honest. You winning Isari, you winning Aurak, that's fine. Don't worry about it. I won a Chadi. That's one of my best heroes. I'm feeling pretty. I'm feeling good about this. We're playing Muna and we're playing Arjun.
Yes, so probably one of the least played characters in all of Altered. It's not down to the Sulbash level, but I'm excited to
I'm not
see
gonna lie.
see how this went. Like even though I'm
I
looking
like
back, we
this
played the
deck.
game. Yeah,
I
it's
genuinely like this deck.
yeah. Well, let's see how this goes. Like you're much more upbeat, but I still think. We're gonna find out. Let's see. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Arjun, let's see if you can draw it, or if it's me getting the 3-1 and basically feel like I may be on top of the world there. But take us through your deck here, Nick.
Gosh.
You have made
Okay.
some very interesting selections, and I'll use the word interesting
Yes.
because they were head scratches to me when I saw your deck after we played. But take us through
So
what you did and why you were planning to do this.
Well, tell me why. Tell me why there were head scratchers. What was head scratching to you?
Yeah, the Dongdushen. Like that's for me
Oh,
is not
really?
something I really see.
You're
But
right.
so that's surprising. The ability of using you use Lost in the Woods as your removal alongside Requiem. That's a lot of removal there. Muna Signet made sense, but for me, it's more about the Dongdushen and
Yeah.
Halua, which I did not expect. Because normally, what I normally expect in Arjun is 3 costs or less, so you can always have a card to anchor. You had
Yeah.
Pavati that would provide an extra, so very very unorthodox. But
Yes.
um, like I love the use of Moon Merchant. I did not put that in mind, but I do like it to create another resupply that makes sense in this deck.
Hmm.
But take us through your mindset of what your game plan was before we started playing.
Ooh. Okay. So this was the name of the game, right? So I had Lost in the Woods and I had Requiem, and I was like, okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good removal, right? The reason why I put in Beauty Sleep was twofold, right? It was if I play it once, I can sleep something of yours or sleep something of mine to keep it around,
Hmm.
right? Or if I play it once, I can have it come back and then pitch it for Argent, right?
Yeah, as in like play because it goes into reserve, you can play something. It's a
Exactly.
1 cost.
Play it once, and then even if it's in reserve, I'm not going to pay 3 for it, right?
Hmm.
Same thing with Harvest, right? Play it once. If I need to, I can resupply again, or I can just pitch it.
Hmm.
Muna Signet. So the reason why I went with this is I wanted to be as anchor heavy as possible, uh, while still having enough characters that could have been anchored, right?
Yeah, the two from
So
from hand it makes sense. The four is just a lot to play out that way.
yeah,
But once
you're
again,
right.
your mindset of what you said earlier is like, yeah, if I just play it from hand and then I can use the Arjun ability. So
Well,
very
so
smart,
let's think
very
about it
smart.
this way, right? Let's think about it this way. Yes, technically speaking, all of these cards hit for Arjun, right?
Hmm.
But in order for them to hit for Arjun, they have to be in your reserve to start with,
Yeah.
right? And in my brain, I was like, I can't just rely on Arjun's ability to do that. That's bad planning. You have to be able to anchor outside of using Arjun's ability anyway.
Yeah, maybe my deck is bad planning because
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 that's what I did, right?
yeah,
So I
it
have, let's see, let's count it out. So I have 3 Muna caregivers. That's 3 anchors right there. I
mhm,
have 3 Muna druids. That's another 3, so that's 6. I have 2 beauty sleeps, which technically is like an anchor. It
mhm,
keeps it around for another day. That's 8. I have 2 meditation trainings. That's 10. And then I have 2 Muna signets. So that's another 2. So 12. And then I also have, let's see. I think that was it. I think so. I have 12 instances
yeah.
outside of Arjun to keep something around the next day, which is what I wanted. So the 3 main cards that you can see here are Inaris, Quetzalcoatls, and Dongdashens,
Yeah, I,
right?
I get the Inari because it's card draw. I get Quetzalcoatl because
Right.
it's a resource. Dongdushen's not one that I usually see. But once again,
You're
it's still
right.
3/3 for 3/3/3. It's even statted in terms of what it gives you.
Correct.
plus a benefit.
Here's the reason why I put it in. The reasoning that I had was A, it's cheap enough, and B, it kind of forces you to uh like say you had let's for example, let's say you had a Halua in your reserve, right? If I keep Dongdashen around long enough, I can exhaust your most important stuff to where you are forced to use that for Arjun.
Mm.
That was the thought process on Dongdashen. But yeah, Quetzalcoatl and Inari, those are kind of no brainers. Parvati again was just because like I wanted a character that would also unconditionally anchor.
Yeah.
So say I wanted to keep around Halua, right? I can't do that with any of my anchor abilities. I
Mm.
have to have it with Parvati. It has to be Parvati.
No, I get it. Like, I think Kalu is a great card, but like a 7 cost in Arjun is not something I would have seen. But once again, we're going to get a chance to see how this operated for you. Good job
Well,
though.
here's the
Like I,
thing.
I like I like that. Like for me, when I'm hearing you talk about this, you had a game plan that said this is my central focus, and you're trying to execute that focus. Hopefully,
Yeah,
I come
because
across that way when I talk about my deck.
well, let's put it this way though, right? You'll notice one thing, right? I have 5 cards. Like so I have my deck up on the altered app,
Hmm.
right? I have two I have, sorry, I have 3 cards at 4 cost and 2 cards at 7 cost.
Hmm.
That's it. In a 39 card deck.
Yeah, outside of Muna Signet from played from reserve, but you'll never play it from reserve.
Exactly. Like if I do, I'm desperate.
That is
So
true. The farm is
that's
also very interesting. I like the idea of the farm, but with Arjun, you don't normally anchor more than one card, so therefore it takes a while to get some of the benefit of the farm out. But it is still a benefit that you could potentially get, especially when in many cases, because it's a mirror match, we may not have as much removal for permanence that we're willing to spend.
right.
So,
Yeah. And again, the name of the game was keeping it out. So like even if I play a character and then just if I'm playing like Muna Caregiver or Muna Druid, then the next turn I can play 2 characters out, anchor them both, and then have farm go up. As long as farm is going up at least once every turn, I'm fine. If it's going up twice, even better.
mhm. All right, let me take you through my deck here. So for me,
Yeah.
I went a very different route. I used a very traditional, what I would think is a traditional build with the cuddly corgis. As you anchor, you're getting a boost from that. Of course, I've got the same Inaris. Now, I added something just for fun. For me, was the Leo Relic Expert. I really like Leo to have the
Yeah.
ability. I added one of to say, look, if I have anything with counters, then can I get you give some what I call it, sabotage, because I know that if
Right.
I can stop you from having cards in hand, cards in your reserve, it basically just stops the engine. I used Sapduende as a one of as well, just in case I didn't know if you're going to build something that had that was going to be boost and lots of boost, especially if your mindset was to keep a lot of characters around for a long time. I'm like, that's an
Hmm.
easy thing for me to use to get a card. I didn't have as much disruption as you though, so I put Requiem in and Cloth Cocoon. I chose Cloth Cocoon because if you ended up playing stuff from reserve, you may have been able to have fleeting, but maybe not. And I added Frozen Reprocessor, so my focus really was around the Frozen Reprocessor to say, how do I get more cards in reserve? This allows
Hmm.
me to have, similar to your mindset of playing a spell and then having it in reserve. I was just getting the free ability from the Frozen Reprocessor every day. Of course, I cannot use the card that is exhausted resupplied, but if I could get to a point where I'm having 3 cards in reserve, then I have plenty to play from and use. I
Yeah.
also use your traditional aloe veras, which I was surprised you didn't have, just because that in and of itself gives you a resupply when it's anchored. And the Persephone was more to say, like, hey, if I can force you to just be in forest, I've got a lot of forest stats, and I use like yourself with anchoring. I use Minotaur as something that I could anchor something else as well. So I
Yeah.
wanted to have that one of out. So very different styles of build, very different mindsets of trying to. But how do we anchor? I think you and I were both very much. We need to keep characters anchored for as long as possible. The only reason I put the helpful Pelican in, it's a cheaper cost that is overstated, especially when played from reserve. So that's probably the one that
Yeah.
is a little bit weird. But I also look at it 1 for
I
two,
mean the
1/2 is
Minotaur?
good.
Are you kidding me? That was weird.
Yeah, and for me, it was more like I can play it for
You had
6.
one.
Oh, it's a one-off,
You
so
had
it's just
one.
yeah, it's just to basically play it out for 6 and
Oh.
anchor something else. Like my goal was aloe vera's out, it's lost its anchor, play the Minotaur, and the aloe vera gets anchored.
Yeah, those three cards are the ones that are just kind of tripping me out just a little bit. The Leo, the Minotaur, and the Taiga. Like everything else,
Yeah, the
and I guess honestly,
yeah. So the tiger, I needed to find something that would give the Leo, and once again, I put the Leo in because I really like Leo. I love
oh
sabotaging,
yeah, that's fair.
sabotaging
Yeah,
after rest. Especially like if I could anchor the Leo and I've got the Tiger, it's just getting a trigger up. I'd be able to use it. Um, but there wasn't. I'm also going saying, there's a lot where I may not be able to get it. The Tellurian Skater may have
yeah,
been able to give me some stuff, but anyway, we'll see how it goes in this replay. I'm going to take you through my
yeah,
first hand. So
yeah. Come on, Chili. Let's stop yapping and start yapping.
yeah, let's do it. So my first hand, so I had a Cuddly Corgi, a Mana Signet,
Oh
a
gosh,
Persephone, an Icebound Tiger, an Aloe Vera, and a Frozen Reprocessors. For me,
that's not a bad
it's
starting
not a
hand at
bad starting
all.
hand. What I ended up choosing is I kept the Aloe Vera, I kept the Persephone, and I kept the Frozen Reprocessor. My goal here, or my hope was that because you're going first, I would basically just play the Persephone where you played your card, and that way
Yeah,
I'd get an advancement and you may not. That was the hope of day one. What
yeah.
did you have in hand?
So funnily enough, you're gonna laugh at this. I drew Moon Merchant,
Hmm.
Beauty Sleep, Quetzalcoatl, Lost in the Woods, Dong Deshen, and a Requiem.
Oh, what did you
And
keep?
I kept the Moon Merchant, the Beauty Sleep, and the Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, that's good. The Quetzalcoatl is just fantastic. I don't know why I didn't play that. I guess it was just different game style, but good play.
Yeah, the minute I knew that we were gonna be playing Arjun, I was like, dog. If I know Chili, he's gonna try and resupply all day long.
Well, we'll see what ends up
So
happening.
yeah, so I went. Yeah, that was what I went
Yeah,
with.
and
So
you played the card that will give you a resupply. I think that's the smartest one for day one. On my
also,
end,
let's just hold on. Wait a minute. I want to point this out. We don't. This is not on purpose. Maybe it's because I'm creating the games, but I have gone first consistently.
oh really? I've no idea
Yeah,
how. Like I
yeah.
think
I don't know if that's
and it
like
is
because I'm
random.
creating it.
It is random, but maybe
Yeah.
not as random as we'd probably
So
like. So you ended up playing one, and because yours was 3, and I'm like, I'd still want to advance. I could have probably said that we
yeah,
both don't advance, but I ended up playing it on the other side, so it just becomes a 1-for-1.
yeah,
Um, and where I'm already starting to see that this is going to be a little bit harder because you're going to get a resupply potential straight away. The only thing that I had going for me is even if you get a resupply, then you're more than likely not going to be able to anchor a card with the resupply that you get.
yeah.
So I ended up.
Also,
Go ahead.
you'll notice. I don't know if this actually happens. I again, this is me forgetting to read the card. Is that you tap Arjun, discard a card, and then the next character you play.
Correct.
So remember that, people. Once again, it works in every card game. Reading the card more often than not is going to explain the card. So, so what did you draw into?
So I drew into
Day
a
two.
Moon Merchant and also a
Oh,
Floral Tent. So I looked at what I had in hand,
oh,
and I'm like, all right, what's more important? I'm actually going to get rid of the aloe vera. Not sure if that was the right thing to do, but because
yeah,
I'm like, and that's more because I'm like, I had lots of stuff here, and my mindset was I want to get. So I'm sticking true to my purpose, which is I want to get the frozen reprocessor out.
yeah.
What did you have, and what did you end up doing on your side?
So I don't know if you'll believe me. I drew into two floral tents.
Really?
So immediately just threw one to mana. I was like, yeah, that's the easiest mana of my life.
But do you really? I like floral tents out there.
Here's the thing, though. You have to remember, I had a beauty sleep in hand. I have beauty sleep, Quetzalcoatl, and floral tent.
Yeah.
I, and you'll find out why I did what I did. So you're on the play here, and you.
Just play the floral tent into a floral
Yeah, you
tent.
played out the floral tent. Yep. I played out the floral tent. Now here's where this is the reason why I was like, this is why I'm pitching the floral tent, right?
Yeah.
Because I've got a resupply and a free anchor.
Mm-hmm.
I was
That's
like, I
that's
think I'm
brilliant.
good here.
Yeah, and then what I do is I end up Arjuing to get rid of Persephone, and the reason I
Persephone.
did that is because then the floral tent will give me another resupply in the future.
Yeah.
Um, and I anchored the Muna Druid. Now, not most people wouldn't normally do that, but I'm like, okay, if you end up doing what you're doing, I can potentially progress, and maybe you won't, because I would assume you're going to play out the Muna Merchant, not the Muna Druid. But
Mm-hmm.
you ended up getting rid of your Muna Merchant, which was made sense. But yeah, ended up playing the Quetzalcoatl and beating me on that side. I was like, great.
Yeah.
I'm already
Yep.
behind. Can I catch up?
And then you're about to find out why I put in Quetzalcoatl.
Oh, yeah. Quetzalcoatl made it really difficult because it means that my floral tent is going to give you a benefit. My drawing is going to give you a benefit. Everything is just like lovely for you. Yeah.
Yeah, now here's the reason why. Because you automatically get one at noon or at
Yep.
the start of the day.
Yep.
And I was like, "Oh, this is going to be beautiful." Cuz I forget that. I forget that Quetzalcoatl technically triggers
Every time.
anytime
Anytime.
every time you do that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, immediately starting the day with a 444 on my hero side just makes me feel great about myself.
Yeah, and on my side, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I get rid of the Muna Caregiver so I can have some level of removal. I'm like, is there anything I can really do? This is going to be really hard for me. And I'm like, do the floral tent, see what I get, um, which also then gives you another character. So that 555 is very difficult for me to even look to overcome.
Yeah.
You ended up anchoring, so you get rid of.
Well, hold on, wait. I got to tell you
Yeah,
what
what
I
did you draw?
drew. So here's the thing. So Quetzalcoatl gets the trigger off the draw. I drew into an Inari and a Muna Merchant.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I was like, okay, this is gonna be pretty great for me, I think. I pitched the Muna Merchant.
No, you pitched the
No, that's what I
Muna
put to
Signet.
mana.
Oh, you put the mana.
So that's what I put to mana, right? Because then I play out
Inari.
yeah, so I play out an Inari. Or no, sorry, the Floral Tent. That's what I did first. I did the Floral Tent first. So I'm going in order because I was like, I have to tell you from what I maned and then up to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. You played out your Floral Tent. You get the resupply into the Persephone. I get the extra token,
Mm-hmm.
and then now I pitch the Muna Signet to anchor
The
the
Inari.
Inari when it comes out.
And I'm like, this is so difficult to play against in terms of where we
Yeah.
are. I
So now
end
you're gonna see the beauty of the plan.
now end up
Oh yeah.
Requiem. I'm like, okay, I've got a Requiem something. Unfortunately, I didn't read the card properly, and it's discard target fleeting character or discard target
Correct.
permanent. So I wasted that Requiem in terms of how I played
On
it.
a floral tent.
But the floral tent, at least it's gone. You played it from hand; it wouldn't go to reserve. No, sorry.
Correct.
So this was the one played from reserve. But either way, I'm like,
You
what
played
a
it from hand.
waste! What a waste!
Yeah.
But then at least I could then play out my Persephone. Nothing's anchored
Yeah.
by now, and I can progress a little. Like I think there's at least an element of saving grace there. My whole
Yeah.
thing is like
100%.
I don't know why I kept the frozen reprocessor in hand so
You
long.
just really
The
wanted that card
well,
out, didn't you?
I should have like the way that I normally play is I play that out on day two. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if I lose because then I have an engine. Now you could get
Yeah.
rid of it with something for 2 cost or 3 cost potentially, depending on what you had in there. Um, but I'm trying just now to catch up, and I'm like, great, you're going to play out the Quetzalcoatl again.
Yep.
Um, And then I drew
That's
into
exactly
two
what I'm gonna do.
pelicans, so nothing really helping me here. But the good thing for me is I can play out the frozen reprocessor. So this is my mindset: get rid of one of the pelicans, play out, so I can play out the reprocessor and still play out a card and have it anchored at a 2 cost. But it would
Right.
mean that I'm not going to progress. But at least I'll have something. What did
Yeah.
you? What did
So
you? What on your end?
so I drew into a floral tent and a
Another one?
Muna Druid.
You got all
So,
three. Jeez.
dude, yeah. So here's where it gets fun, right? Because now I have a Muna Merchant and a Quetzalcoatl in reserve. And in hand, at this current moment, I have a Beauty Sleep, I have a Floral Tent, and I have a Muna Druid.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I think I'm pretty golden, right, in terms of keeping stuff around. And I have a draw coming up because of Inari. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to pitch the Druid.
Yeah.
And I draw into a farm. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, that's not exactly what I wanted to see.
Yep. So interesting. So for me, I'll basically play out my frozen reprocessor. Now I've at least got an engine to start working with potentially.
Yep.
But I'm one behind, looking to potentially be two or three behind, and there you go.
And then we
Your
draw the
Halua.
Halua.
Halua
Sorry, the
comes out.
resupply
The resupply the
into the
Halua.
Halua.
I was like, thank goodness you can't play that right away. But
Well, I have bad news for you, Chili.
yeah,
So you pitch the Corgi because you're about to do your shenanigans here. So you pitch the Corgi, right?
yeah.
I think.
I
Yeah,
end
you
up.
pitched the Corgi,
Hmm.
and
And I'm
then
like,
you played out the yeah. Which, let's be real here, that's kind of a really good move,
the uh,
right?
the basically I played this out here to say, are you going to go for a two? You want to go 1-0 or 2-1? Was my mindset. Like, so I
Right?
can at least
Because
progress, but even though I'm not stopping you, because I knew if I played on the other side, you'd 2-0 me.
right. And here's where this gets interesting, right? Because your mindset is 100% right in this case, right? Because you you're now ahead of me. Like we're both going to advance on that side if I do
Hmm.
nothing there, right? But then you are set up for the next day because that's where we're both going to be in forest,
Yes.
right?
And I would have, because I had advanced, my floral tent would go to reserve and I can play out to be able to resupply.
Exactly. But then I pitch the Halua to draw a card
Yes.
and draw the drawest of draws ever because you are out of mana.
I am
You're
out.
out of mana. You've got nothing. I have got 5 mana open.
So much
This is
compared
the
to me.
greatest. This is the greatest day of my entire life. So I pitch Halua, and then I end up
Ah,
pitching the Muna Merchant to guess what? Now here's where I messed up.
yeah.
This is exactly where I messed up. Okay. So what I should have done is I should have pitched it and then played out the Quetzalcoatl because I pitched it thinking that I was going to be able to do both. I forgot that Parvati was 4 from
Hmm.
hand,
But then
right?
you couldn't do
So
the Quetzalcoatl because it cost 3. Oh, you mean you would have pitched the Quetzalcoatl and kept the Muda Merchant?
or maybe I don't know. The thinking here was incorrect
Hmm.
because I was like I can anchor both the Parvati and the Inari.
Yes, you could have potentially done that.
No, because technically speaking, you can only anchor the next character you play with Hankos 3 or less,
Correct. So you
right?
wasted the Muda Merchant by doing what you did.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. But this is a learning process. It's fine, whatever, I guess. So obviously, in the aftermath of not being able to do two, I was like, well, I'm just gonna keep my
Yeah.
my draw engine around.
Yeah, I do. You played. You should have played a 3 cost card so you could that. Then you would have had the 2 cards anchored. Absolutely. And I'm
Well,
like,
here's the
well,
problem: is that I wouldn't have been able to anyway because Muna Merchant doesn't anchor, and Parvati is
oh,
indiscriminate
correct.
anchoring. But if I would have anchored it
Yeah,
off
you.
of its own ability, I would have
Mhm.
lost the Arjun anyway.
Yeah, the other thing is if you had played the Muda Merchant, you could have potentially blocked me. Like that's the other thing is by playing Pavati where you
Exactly.
are, I've got a free mountain stat, right?
Correct.
Um,
Yeah.
depending if you may have had a 1 cost card, but I wasn't able to use it. But
Um,
then you beauty sleep.
I did. Yeah, I had the beauty sleep, and I've been holding on to this forever, like
Now
since the beginning of the game.
you slept me, which makes absolute sense. Like you stop me, you get your 2-0, and I'm like, oh, jeez, what do I do?
Yeah.
2-0. I'm getting nothing, no value. I've got nothing, one card in hand, which is not the best.
And now, technically speaking, moving into the next day, I am superior in this only instance only because I'm tied where I want to be in forest,
Hmm.
but I can block you out on water, which is important. Because Moon is not known for its mountain stats, if I'm going to be honest. So
Yeah.
then everything goes to reserve,
Yeah,
and I
you
decide
had
to
to discard
pitch
a
the
lot
beauty
though.
sleep.
You had to discard a lot.
Yeah. But honestly, I'm kind of happy with where I'm at because I have now Parvati hit 3, which anchors indiscriminately.
Hmm.
I have my farm. I have my Inari, which is going to keep drawing me stuff. And I have Quetzalcoatl in reserve.
Yeah, so now you can double anchor based on depending on what you end up doing. Uh,
Yeah.
on my side, I'm like, geez, everything so gives me nothing. Um, I get rid of the Pelican, so I got rid of both Pelicans, and now I'm saying that's probably a bad play. This was an unfortunate card to come out for me because I cannot use it.
Yeah.
But then you slow play. Look at you slow playing, becoming a professional
Well,
player
here's the
and
problem.
blocking my mountain.
Guess what I drew into?
What'd you draw?
I drew into 2 Muna caregivers.
Oh.
And then off of the Inari, I drew another farm. So at this point, I'm like, well, I guess I have to, because I pitched one of the Muna druids. I was like, I want to keep the farm around because like I'm about to start anchoring stuff out the wazoo,
Yeah.
and I should not. I should have pitched the farm. I should have kept both of them. But and you'll find out the reasons why. So I play, yeah, I slow play here, play out the Muna druid.
Hmm. And then I have to try to anchor something. And my whole hope is here, can I go get enough stats to at least stop your double progression? Because I
Yeah.
have nothing.
So then I
And
play out the Parvati again, anchor the Inari. Because this Inari is doing
oh,
work for me
jeez,
right
you got
now.
2 cards, 3 cards out of it?
Yeah. And then this was kind of just interesting. I was like, I knew why you did it.
I got nothing else. Like I did it
Yeah,
so I could draw a card, right?
exactly. Yeah, and I knew why you did that. So I was like, yeah, all right, you can have that. And then just because I wanted to guarantee that I could keep my Quetzalcoatl around, I played out the farm just to start. Because I mean, oh yeah, I forgot you had that. So
So you
yeah, that was
so you ended up playing the farm, and then the card that I drew into was Muda Signet. So I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? Do I anchor? I'm ahead. You're not. So I'm like, okay, am I able to claw something back? So ended up playing
yeah,
the
and
Muda
I
Signet.
yeah, and that was honestly the play there
Yeah. So
because you get
now
a boost off it
I
anyway.
get a boost because I've anchored another card, and now I've got something. Basically, I feel comfortable that my right hand side is okay, but I really still don't have much at all. Like very little available to me.
You know what you should have done with that one?
Hmm.
You probably should have just done the woolly back.
To go for a 2 for 0. No, I wanted the anchor because then that would have gone away.
Oh no, that's true. Yeah.
And that way I can at least almost be guaranteed one side I may be doing okay. Um, because remember
Yeah,
I'm
because
3 behind. I needed
that's
to
true.
help out some way. Um,
Yeah.
and now I'm like, okay, I don't have many cards available to me. But if I
Hmm.
can stop the double O progression, I drew into an aloe vera and another pelican. I noticed the pelican wasn't something I wanted to play because in many cases I'm just getting rid of it. I've got rid of all 3 pelicans and that this is a way that
Hmm.
I personally learn if I like a card in my deck is if I'm always pitching it. So if I'm always putting it to mana, then I
Yeah,
know
same.
it's not valuable, and I'd look for an alternate that way I ask myself more of a question. Um,
Yeah.
And
On
on,
my side, I drew into another Muna caregiver and another Muna druid.
mm. So your Muna
So
caregivers such low value when they're in hand, but they're really great when in reserve, right?
yeah, so I end up pitching the farm to mana,
Because you only
and
needed
then
one.
yeah, and then you end up resupplying the
The Muna droid.
exhausted resupplying the Muna. Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm
and
like that
then
has to be the option for me to get rid of it. Like I
yeah,
don't know why I did Arjun first. Like I think for me I should have played out the floral tent first. That would have
yeah.
that's a just a very bad play for me.
Well, see, here's where this gets even worse for you, right? Because I get my counter on farm because of Inari,
Hmm.
and then because of Inari, I get to draw an extra card at noon, and I end up drawing into a Parvati.
Oh jeez.
And I was like, I think I'm happy with what I've got.
See, for me, I what I didn't get is why did you play it on that side when I'm already at 8 and you're at 6 now?
Correct.
So I'm
Right?
like, okay, you're going to play one more on
Something.
that side, but once again, I still have the potential of going 1-0, 1-1.
Yeah.
So then I end up playing the floral tent on that side. The reason I did it on that side is just in case I drew into something that would help me anchor, then it may be
Yeah.
saved. Because I didn't think you were going to play on the aloe vera side purely because you're trying to progress on water, and I've already got 4 stats. Now I didn't know what you had in terms of your deck composition, but I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't think she's got a 4 cost. But you ended up playing that there anyway.
Correct. And here's the reason why, right? Is I saw this harvest, right? And I saw the Moon Signet. And I was like, okay. Because here's what you have to remember, right? Is that I have a Muna Druid, Muna Caregiver in my reserve, right?
Hmm.
So no matter what, both of these cards are sticking around, right? So the Inari is going to stick around, and the Quetzalcoatl is going to stick around, right? So either you have to anchor something now and get your boost and do whatever you want with your cuddly corgi, right? Because next turn, um, it's still going to be there.
Hmm.
However, if you do the harvest now, that's going to hurt you so much more on what you just did
Yeah.
because it's going to block you out and help me advance.
And for me, I'm like, no, I've got to play out the anchoring so I can like, and I
Exactly. Yeah.
started to feel like maybe I've got a chance because that corgi now has got a fair bit of value. 655 isn't bad
Yes.
at all. I'm
Yeah.
I'm able to progress once. None of us is progressing on the second side, but you could potentially, depending if you have a 1 cost card, you end up anchoring um, your Quetzalcoatl, and I'm like, oh man, that's going to
Yep.
hurt me a lot because
Yeah.
of the double. I've got so many resupplies and a draw, so you're going to get
Yeah.
3 cards out.
So here's where this gets even worse: is that I play out
Hmm.
the Muna Caregiver.
For another
Because here's the
anchoring the
thing:
next.
I knew I
Your
wasn't.
Inari is like never going away.
No, because here's the thing, right? I knew that I wasn't going to be able to advance on that side,
Hmm.
right? The main reason why I got that down there is so that I have
Anchor.
so many options now for anchoring. Like I've got the Parvati going to be going to reserve. I've got the Muna Caregiver going down to reserve.
Hmm.
I've got a Muna Druid in hand.
And you've got the
You've got
farm.
Jack Diddley.
I got nothing. Well, I
Yeah,
do have
and I'm
my
going to be getting a
frozen.
resupply off my farm.
I got my frozen redelivery, so I'm going to have 3 cards in reserve at the end of the day, and then because I've got the harvest, that's potential double resupply. So I
But here's the
could.
problem with that, right? Is that I'm getting 4 tokens now if you
Yep.
do everything the way that I want you
Oh,
to,
absolutely.
right?
And look, my card draw is like, this is crap. Cloth
Yeah.
cocoon and frozen reprocessor. None of it gives me value on the
This is the
board.
nail in the coffin
Yeah.
because guess what I draw into?
What did you?
So I had a Moonadruid in hand. I draw into a Quetzalcoatl and a Parvati.
Oh man.
And I have a draw coming off of the Inari. So I pitched the Moonadruid because I was like, okay, I've got so much anchoring that I can do.
Yeah.
I'm getting a resupply off of my farm here because I get a draw off of the Inari
Mm-hmm.
and I get a counter for the farm, right? So I get 3 counters because technically speaking, here's where this gets fun: is that it specifically says characters.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say anything about tokens. It just cares about characters. So Quetzalcoatl on your draw is gaining me 2
Yep.
by itself because that happens at the draw step. This is at noon triggers
Yes.
for the farm. So now I've got 2 resupplies just waiting in the background. So I'm like, I'm so good right now. I think I've got this.
Yes, you do.
So here's where this gets bad, right? So I get my draw off of Inari, and I draw into a Halua.
Yeah, and the unfortunate part, look at my draw. Look at my resupplies. I'm like, no characters. I've
Yeah,
got
you got
nothing to play.
absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
So yeah, I'll take my 2 extra tokens, please. A resupply
And
is,
I'm just like,
dude.
can I not
Yeah,
have any worse luck?
yeah. And then uh
Ugh.
I resupply off the farm, hit my Requiem.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, well, this kind of helps me because anything you play from reserve is just gonna hurt you so bad.
Yep.
So I'm kind of happy with where I'm at, right?
You ended up,
So then I pitched,
yeah, the Moona caregiver.
yeah, pitched the caregiver.
Sorry, you didn't pitch it.
I
Did you discarded it to as a quick
sorry, yes,
ability?
yeah, sorry. I need to change my phrasing. But so I did that, and I anchored the Quetzalcoatl because I was like, this thing is generating me so much resource right now. You've got a resupply off of your aloe vera. You've got 4 resupplies in reserve. You've
Yeah,
got an exhausted resupply off of your frozen root processors. Like, if you want resources, you're gonna have to pay the tax. You're gonna have to pay the tax man.
yeah. And
So
then
I figured Quetzalcoatl is my best call.
yeah, and here, like I'm like, what do I do? You ended up playing your Halua, and now it's 11,
Yep.
11, 11 against 8, 6, 8. I'm like, man, I got jacked. So I, of course, the only thing I could really do easily was to get rid of your Quetzalcoatl, so that way when I do
Correct.
resupply, I'm not hurting myself even more.
Yeah. Which
And
honestly was the correct play
yeah,
there. Like
and
that
then
was a good play to make.
you Requiem me. But because you
Yeah.
forgot Requiem, it targets a fleeting character or a permanent. I don't know if you wanted to target one of my characters or you wanted to target my frozen reprocessor, but you only had a choice of reprocessor, I think.
Well, yeah, you're right because I knew that it was fleeting,
Hmm.
but I was like, here's the thing, you're already hurting so much and I have a Quetzalcoatl in hand, right? I I can wait a turn for a couple resupplies, right?
Yeah, so you get rid of my frozen reprocessor. And I'm like, well, there's not much I can currently do. I've got no characters in hand. I need to find a way of hopefully getting something. And I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. So what I ended up doing with my draw, with my resupply, because I got a Leo and I've got Talarian Skater, is like, okay,
Hmm.
can I get enough? I basically get rid of the card that was going to give me no value in that turn. Ended up playing the Talarian Skater purely because it allowed me to boost. And I'm like, okay, this boost is going to help me um, once again go 1-1, and I'm still behind. But I actually felt really good with that move. Um, and I completely forgot about the Halua impact.
Hmm.
Like, everything gets fleeting.
Everything gets it. Yep.
Yeah. And because you use the rare, except for your Halua. But on the other side, I'm like, okay, I've got something on the board that you don't.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm like, all right, maybe, just maybe, I may be okay because I now have stats that I have
Yeah.
cards that I could potentially use. Get rid of one of the Tellurian skaters. I don't know if I should have got. I should have probably kept that and got rid of the cloth cocoon. But I also saw that you had a Halua, and if
Yeah.
you played the Halua, I'm like, I can at least get rid of it. My question
Yeah.
was, would you waste 7 resources for that? and maybe you
The
would
answer is
have.
no.
Yeah, and I
Here's
didn't
the
know
reason
I didn't know
why.
how you'd play it, so that's why I'm keeping it safe just in
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, because I drew into a meditation training and a harvest.
Nice. Oh,
So, and a common one. You have to remember, I played common harvest. So, I end up pitching the meditation training
and when you
because I
say
was like,
pitching, you mean discarding, putting to
yeah. So I
mana,
put,
putting to mana.
sorry, yeah, put to mana. So I end up doing that because here was the thought process. You ready? Is that I've got a Halua on the field.
Hmm.
I have a Parvati. I've got two Parvatis. I've got one in hand, one in reserve. I've got a Quetzalcoatl, and I've got a Harvest. Right?
Yeah.
I can stall long enough if I need to. Right? Because this is the moment where I want to slow play. Right? Your Leo only hits at dusk or at night,
Yes.
and it has to have counters on it.
Well, I do have counters in the Tellurian Skater. You may spend it
Well, but here's
from
the thing:
in
it
your
has to be in
reserve
reserve or a
or a
landmark.
landmark. Yeah, and I'm like, that's not
So
going
I
to
was
help me.
like, yeah. So I was like, I think I'm going to be safe here, right? Because none of your landmarks so far have had counters on them,
Hmm.
and so far nothing in your reserve has had a counter on it.
Yeah, the more I think about this, the Leo doesn't make sense with the way that I built this because I didn't have enough
Correct.
things for counters.
Yeah. So I'm like, I think I can. I think I can win this turn. I think I can do it because I just have to slow roll.
Yeah, and I did the opposite where I played out my Minotaur straight away, which isn't bad because it's 5/5/5 worth of stats, and I anchored again the Tellurian Skater. So I'm like, okay, I've got good
Yeah.
value on both sides, potentially meaning that you had to at least spend 3 cards to get there. But
Correct. Yeah. So I end up playing the harvest out because I was like, you know what? I'm just going to slow this down. We're going to be fine. And I resupply into a beauty sleep.
yeah, and by doing that, because you didn't play a character, I'm like, I can't do anything.
Yep.
So I ended up having to play the Leo with did very little value, and
Yeah.
which meant I opened myself fully up to your beauty sleep. But you chose not to do that straight away.
You're right because I was like I have the resource.
Yeah,
Let's just open my pool up. Let's see what I can
yeah.
do. So, we play out the
The Quets.
Quetzalcoatl
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Cool,
I'm
you
gonna
pass."
pass.
And I was like, "You know what? Let's play out the Parvati. Why not?" And then just to make it even
See,
better,
I'm like, you know, you've already won.
let's just beauty sleep it. Let's beauty sleep the Minotaur.
Actually,
Why
you
not?
needed to beauty sleep the Minotaur because right now I was progressing twice. You were
Yeah,
progressing once. Um,
exactly. Yeah. And then just to have you feel just a little bit, I ended up pitching the Halua just to draw a card, just to assert dominance.
and you were dominant here. You get the win. I must say, for starting off so bad, I
You did very well.
I'm surprised that I managed to get close. Because playing against the amount of Quetzalcoatl and that you had and the amount of draw from your Quetzalcoatl and your Nari just gave you so much value, and I had nothing that was like it. So congratulations, Nick. You get the win here. Let's have a relook
Tied it up.
at your deck again. Oh boy, very very smartly played. That Halua played from hand that was gigantic was lovely. Like just
It was so good.
because it
It
stopped you
it
from having
really
to
did what I
waste
needed it
cards.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good job. Nice
Yeah,
work.
because the fact that it gave all of your stuff fleeting too, and you had so much on the board, I was like,
Yeah,
I don't care that I have stuff that's gaining fleeting. It
yeah.
has fleeting anyway.
You had one
And
card
even
that
if it
gained fleeting. I
did,
got two, but
yeah.
well, congratulations on the victory. Next up, we're going to have Gul. No, who's yeah, Gulrang.
Yeah, Golrang is next.
Gulrang. One of
My
you've been able to play a lot of Gulrang. I have as well for fun, but I don't know if I'm the best, but I
All
enjoy
right,
playing Gulrang.
let me put it this way. There are two heroes that I'm extremely proud of how I play. One of them is a Chadi. The other one, bar none, is Golrang.
Okay, well, so I'm gonna have my.
Because
It's gonna be hard for me then. Is
well,
what
let's
you're
put it
really
this
telling
way.
me.
I am the conductor of the train that is the Golrang hype train. I this may not be true. Balthazar can correct me if I'm wrong. anybody is more than happy to. I'm more than happy to be corrected. But genuinely, I equate Balthazar and seeing Goldring at Worlds to me.
Wow.
That is something that I very much am like. I started this. I started telling people about Goldring. People started hearing about Goldring, and I think firmly would like to believe, as much as it is probably not true, that that was because of me.
Oh, that is
So
funny.
if
Well, we'll see what
if
happens with
I
Gourang.
lose
Like,
Goldring,
I'm not gonna lay down. I'm,
look,
I'm pleasantly surprised, even though it's now 2-2. I'm pleasantly surprised that this has become incredibly fun in just like the
yeah, I'm having a
surprises that we're
blast.
giving each other. So,
But Chili, if I lose Goldring, I have lost all credibility as a Goldring player.
you know what? That's how I'd
It's
feel with
all gone.
Sigismar. I'm like, if I lose Sigismar, I'm like,
Yeah,
my like I've been playing Sigismar like on the Nook tournament, and honestly,
yeah.
I'm about an 80% win rate right now in every game I play, which
Yeah,
isn't
see,
bad at
there you
all.
go. So,
But
because I
hey,
think you've been playing Siggy from the beginning,
yeah. But
so it's the same thing,
well, I when I stop playing Sigismar is when I basically say, all right, I'm just gonna test other decks and
I'm bored.
lose all
I'm bored
my
of winning.
just yeah. Anyway, well, bask in your glory, Nick. I'm gonna come back at
Yeah,
Gulrang at you.
we are tied up.
Are you ready for the outro video?
I guess so. My heart was dude, the anxiety is through the roof. So yeah,
Well,
let's just get this over with.
congratulations. There
Oh,
you go, buddy. Winner. Winner chicken dinner.
tied up. It feels so good.
Well done, man.
What a weird one to tie it on.
It's a great one to tie
Yeah.
it on. All right, buddy.
Oh.
Hasta
All right,
luego.
thanks, man. Yep. Ciao.
Ciao.